Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey everybody, how you doing? Charles here, and welcome to my show. Listen, are you an author? Do you want to be an author? Well, listen, my good friend coming up right now, Daisy, has a new book, and I think she just launched it today on LinkedIn. Yes, you're the first one to hear it from here first. Information is on LinkedIn. You can get it there first. So if you want to see what it's all about, she did something phenomenal. She gathered a bunch of beautiful women, smart, beautiful women, and put them together, and their stories are all coming together in one book. So if you want to know more, if you're intrigued, stay tuned. Let's go. Please welcome to the show, Daisy. Hi, Daisy. How you doing?
I am well, thank you, Charles. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm happy to see you on my show. It's been a long time coming, so I'm happy to see you.
It has been a long time coming, and I can't wait for December 5th when we do the major launch of this book.
All right, so let's get into it. But you know something? Who is Daisy? Who is Daisy? Where are you from? What's your background? Daisy first.
Do you want the long story or the short one?
Give me the part Caribbean, part Canadian.
Okay. So I am Jamaican, 150%. and then 30 years ago, I moved to Canada. So I am Canadian as well. I would say, 120%. How about that?
Okay.
Yes, but I was born in Jamaica, yeah.
And then growing up, what your dreams were? Like, did you think you're going to be an author, or did you see yourself doing something different? What was it?
No, my dream actually was to be a radio announcer.
Oh.
And yes, and it was because this guy, he had come to my school, my high school, Homewood Technical, and he was telling us about a career in broadcasting. And I said, wow, that sounds interesting.
Okay.
And I would love to be a radio announcer. And actually, I followed up, even though I taught 2 years out of school, I followed up with my dream, and I did do the audition.
Oh, okay.
Yes, with Dennis Hall, who was the top of the line broadcaster then. He was a leader. And Charles, when I was finished, before I was finished, they asked me to pronounce the word lingerie.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what?
Mm-mm.
I pronounce it lingerie. I heard the laughing behind the screen, and I said, "Oh my goodness, I screwed this one up." but no, I didn't, because they invited me to a second audition.
Mm-hmm.
But then my family in Trelawney decided, no, that was too much of a glamorous life for you, leaving country, going to Kingston. No, you had better go to college.
Okay.
So that kind of burst my bubble. But later on, 2010, I started my own Career Tips to Go radio show on Blog Talk Radio. So I didn't give it up totally.
There you go. Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
You gotta do what you have to do, man. Yeah.
All right. So let's get right into it, because I'm excited to show everybody, what we've been talking about. I said into the prelims that there is, how'd you find all these ladies? How'd you find them all?
Oh boy. Well, it goes back, I'm a career coach, and through the work that I do, I have met some phenomenal people, not only women, but men as well. But since 2016, I started this project that I call the Let's Grow Project. And it was just to get women together once a year, between 15 and 20 women once a year, just to hang around and say, what are your dreams for the year? And it has taken on a life of its own. Each year I have a different theme. Last 2018, it was a vision board where we all gathered and created our vision boards. Last year, the theme was Why Not Me? And women, particularly Black women, particularly women of color, we tend to put ourselves behind. An opportunity comes up and people will say, no, give it to that person, or no, I can't do it. And last year I said, no, let's try. Why not me? Stepped up to the opportunity when asked. And it happened that Michelle Obama had her book out. So each participant received a copy of Michelle Obama's book, Becoming. This year, I decided, let's go back to the roots of Let's Grow. And I said to the ladies who attended this year, I said, let's write a book. And, they were saying, of course we can write a book. But, then COVID came and, it was like, can we or can't we? And I said, you know what? Let's go with it. Let's go with it. It's going to be a downtime, yes, but it's really time to reflect on our stories. What has brought us here? And then I had some women from the original program come on board, and then I had some others who joined later on. So we ended up with 23 women, and I said I needed 20. And one woman said, no, I have to be in a Daisy. So I said, okay, let's make it 21. And it works out quite well, because this year is 2020. We go into 2021 next year. And the number 21 is coming of age. So I said, wow, let's go with it. 21 resilient women. So that's how it came about.
All right. So there it is right there.
Yep.
And I'm looking at the book.
Mm-hmm.
I met some of the ladies. It's very diverse.
Yes, very diverse. And it was by design. Well, my network is very diverse. And that's the beauty of the people that I interact with.
Because what I love about it is it's not going to be the same style of story.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not going to be the same style, because we all know, as Caribbeans, we tell stories a certain way.
Yes.
I don't want to read a book and it's all different. You're going to get a story this way, told this, told that way. So it's chapters intriguing because it's a different way of telling the story.
It is.
Together.
Absolutely. And I tell you, Charles, when I was reading the original manuscript and reading all the stories, I cried. Yes, because some of the stories are so riveting. And I said to myself, these women really are resilient. And so I can't wait for other people to really get into some of those stories.
So that's my next question. What type of stories is it? Like, I don't want to give you the full 9. Don't give us everything.
No.
But stories like what can we look for? So if anybody's looking and think this book can help me, what type of stories are they?
I think one of the stories that really stand out is one of the co-workers, the co-authors. And she actually met in a car accident while she was at university in the States, and she became paralyzed.
Wow. Okay.
But that did not stop her from pursuing her goals. And she is now a physician assistant with George Brown University in the States.
See, that's.
Yes. So that's one of the stories that you ask yourself, wow.
Yes.
And there's so many different stories. There are people who have come to Canada as immigrants, and they're telling their immigrant stories, but each story is different.
Yeah.
And there is a lady there who she was a client of mine for years, and then we became friends. And then, she tells the story of her son who has some vision issues. So it's, there's even a lady there who's talking about menopause. And I mean, it will touch on just so many different areas of our lives.
And the funny thing is, you're thinking that's a woman's story.
Yes.
This book is for men as well.
It is for anybody, because you can just you get to know these women. You talk about struggle, and you talk about broken marriages and broken relationships. You
Right.
talk about motherhood and how it's so important to have a village of women that you can turn to when you become a new mother. So
Right.
it is such if I may say so myself, it is a lovely read.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to put in there that it's not a woman's book. It's
No.
for everybody. Because for me, listening is like, okay, there's a part there that she talked about her menopause.
Mhm.
Okay, guys, we don't get it. We don't understand.
there,
Okay? We're like,
there you go.
what's wrong with my wife today, or what's she going through? Read the book.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's one story,
Right.
that's one story. And then there's another story of someone who was going around with well, I mean, it was her boyfriend, and then I think the day of his wedding or something, that's when she learned that he was getting married to somebody else. So it's so heart wrenching.
Wow.
But you know what? She has grown. So she has grown spiritually. She is a strong Christian woman and has been in my network for years. So, like I said, there are 21 stories and 21 different stories.
And each story has that excitement. Each story has that drama. Each story has that intrigue that will touch somebody.
It will.
Each story, somebody's gonna read and go, "That's me. I get that. That's what I'm about. That's what happened to me." So that's what the book is all about. Well, I love when people collaborate because now you're getting a touch of everything. Who's who, what's what.
Yeah.
A great idea, great way of doing it.
Yes. And I don't want to, even though we'll focus on the 21 authors for sure, I don't want to exclude Dawn James, who her companies publish and promote. I met her through First Fridays. You wouldn't believe that. And she and her team, yes, she and her team, Christine Bowden, they work together. They work behind the scenes to really make things happen.
See, there you go. Big shout out to First Friday. See,
big shout out to First Fridays and Warren Salmon.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So before we move on, you have a good morning. So here we go. Claudio, what's going on, my friend? He just wants to say good morning, Daisy.
Good morning, Claudia. How are you?
So there you go. So here's the other thing. Everybody's intrigued. Everybody's listening. Everybody's telling me, Chuck, be quiet. Ask her the main question. So here's the main question. Where can we get the book? When can we get the book?
Okay, well, that's a great question. The book is already on Amazon.ca. So people can purchase it right now. We're having the launch on December 5th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And you're going to be key in that.
Yep.
And that's when we are going to offer the book for 99, the ebook, the Kindle version for 99 cents.
Okay, there you go.
And the reason for that is that we really want this book to be number one on Amazon. So on the 5th, well, 5 days before the 5th, people will be able to purchase the Kindle version for 99 cents.
Okay.
That's the plan up to now. Yeah.
And here's the main thing, everybody. You're going to meet the ladies on the 5th. You're going. Yes. I'm going to be interviewing each lady. They're coming on to tell their story. You're going to get to find out who they are and why they decided to jump on board and, really get to know. So this is fantastic. So you got to be there. You got to come on board. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to dive into more of your company and then talk about, what else you do. Because if you're bringing these people together, we want to know what Daisy's all about. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. CMJ Entertainment is a one-stop shop. CMJ Entertainment helps people do any type of events, and it's a marketing tool as well. So we'll cover everything from start to finish. If it's a wedding, we'll make sure your wedding is over the top. And if it's an event, we make sure that everybody gets information at the end of the day. Give us a call at 416-414-8964 or online, go to cmjent.com. Yes, we are live, and there it is. There's the book. I want
Yep.
to make sure that you can see it. So when you go online, you know what you're picking up. That's what you're looking for. Make sure you grab a copy. So before we went to break, Daisy, I wanted everybody to know, this is not your first rodeo.
No, no, it's not. But before we jump to that, Charles, let me just say one very important thing about this book, 21 Resilient Women. Part proceeds from the sales will be going to a local women's shelter here in Brampton. And that's
Okay.
very, very important. It was part of our discussion that it's not a money-making venture, but whatever we sell, part proceeds will be going to a local women's shelter here.
And that's a great cause, great idea, and giving back. And that's what we everybody needs to be doing since COVID and everything. We've all learned to give back. We can all
Yes,
share with each other.
absolutely.
So there is a website.
Mhm.
And if you want to know more information, please, Daisy loves reading emails.
Yes, I love getting emails.
Send her an email, okay? And then if you want to have a quick talk, and I mean quick talk, all right? Quick talk with Daisy, give her a call, 647-930-4763. That's 930-4763. And I mean quick talk, okay?
Yes, yes, quick, lightning fast.
So let's bring up your site actually, because
Yes.
you said you've networked with a lot of people, and what's the vision when you meet all these people and you're the networking and everything? Because I see that you get joy out of this stuff.
I do. I mean, you hear people say all the time, I'm a people person. Well, I am a people person. I live it. And that's the reason one of the reasons I started my company way back when, the Wrightcareer Solution. And it was just to help people chart their career path. So now I work with executives, managers, mid-career professionals to help them get hired faster.
Okay, and that is a great key, because a lot of us, and especially the young students, what do you find out that the young students coming out of high school and college are lacking?
I think they're not sure how to search for jobs, how to market themselves. And as much as the teachers try their very best, it's a new world now. How you used to develop a resume, years gone by, that's not how it happens. So career coaches like myself, even though I don't necessarily work with that particular audience, but career coaches like myself help people to validate who they are. Sometimes they're not sure how good they are until you have a conversation with them, or you remind them of things they have done, their accomplishments. And you would be surprised to know, Charles, that even people at senior levels, even they sometimes do not recognize the contributions they have made to their own companies. They're quick to say, oh, it's just part of the work. No, it's not. You ought to grab that piece of work and you need to talk about it. So that's what we do as career coaches.
So, and key things that I've learned in the last 2 years: know your value.
No, you absolutely.
We don't know our value and what we bring to the table and how we help the company grow, what we did to make this company a Fortune 500 or whatever the value is. We do not know that.
Exactly. And when you don't know your value, people will pay you anything. And that's one of the strategies I talk to my clients about when it comes down to salary negotiation and all of that. Don't just jump at the first offer. Just last week, I was coaching a lady, and she told me she was hired, but she felt they were lowballing her. And I said, how come? And she was telling me, and she said, but I'm afraid to ask them for more money because, they might just rescind the offer. And I said, you know what? If they're not going to rescind, no company will rescind the offer on just one item that you asked him for extra money, unless you really went overboard. And yeah, the long and short of it is that she sent me back a message and she said, Daisy, guess what? I asked him for $5,000 and I get 5,000 plus.
Nice.
$5,000 more. So, because every company most times, knows that, you will negotiate. So don't ever just jump at the first offer unless it's sometimes a unionized environment or it's a government agency that says, well, this is where we fit. But other than, and even then you can still negotiate.
Okay.
Know your value. So important.
Right. So here's the key thing that she said, though, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't say ask for a private jet or a limo to come pick you up.
Yeah.
You got to be reasonable, right? And that's what you got to be reasonable. Know your value and be reasonable. And don't be, like you said, don't be scared, because I went through it. You know what I mean? Like, you'll get those, oh, don't worry, we'll get you other clients. There'll be bonuses in the future, or, just stick with us. We'll grow together. And
yes.
Then you're hesitant. So you say, oh, okay. And then growing together is years and years and years. And like, wait a minute, I've been growing with this company for 10 years. What's going on?
Absolutely. And that's why research is very important as well. Research the industry and research and get to have an idea what the salary scale looks like within your industry and at your level. Then you can go in and have a conversation, around, what it is that you're looking for.
All right. Well, listen, I'm excited about the book. I'm excited about the information you just gave us, because some people are listening right now and they go, people are hesitant. Like, yeah, I didn't really know my value. So how do they get in touch with you so you can help them know their value?
Like you said earlier, my website is Wrightcareer.com. My email address is Daisy, DAISY, at Wrightcareer.com. My telephone number, 647-930-4763. And it is not my cell phone number. A lot of people believe it's my cell phone, but it's not. It's my office number.
So don't worry, you're not calling her 24/7.
Please don't.
All right. The key things, let me put it up as well. There it is, December 5th, 2020. Make sure you come back here, see us live. We'll be on from 4 p.m., right? Make sure, and that's 4 p.m. Caribbean time or our time?
No, 4 p.m. Canadian time, please. No Caribbean time at all. 4 p.m. Canadian time.
All right. So make sure you get there on time, because we're going to start right on time. So make sure you don't miss out. All right. So one more time, December the 5th, 2020, 4 p.m. You're going to meet all the ladies in the book. You're going to see them all. You're going to see the book cover. You're going to see what chapter each one of them is on. We're going to get to know each well. And there it is one more time.
Yep.
All right. So before we let you go, Daisy, there's a thing we like to do on the show. It's called the Queen Wave. So this is your opportunity to say hi to anybody out there that was watching, anybody you want to shout out to. This is your opportunity. Go ahead.
Well, I want to shout out to all 20 co-authors. You have been phenomenal. A shout out to Don James and Christine Bode. A shout out to my family in Florida who is watching. I just sent them a WhatsApp and say, make sure you see your auntie on. And you know what? Just a shout out to my family, my husband Patrick, my daughter Victoria, Adamali, my son Guion, and my grandson Dakari. They have been supportive, so supportive. They put up with me every time I run with these projects. And as you know, this is not my first book. I've written 2 books prior to that, but this one has really consumed me this time. And so I just want to shout out to everybody. And finally, a shout out to all my clients. Without you, I couldn't do it. So I gain inspiration from every interaction I've had with my clients. So thank you.
All right. And I don't usually do this, but here's one. If you can go back to the young Daisy on the radio,
Yes.
go back in time, what would you tell the young Daisy before she got before the radio?
Follow your dreams.
There
Follow your dreams, regardless. Don't, you may hear the naysayers telling you, even in my adult life, Charles, I've heard people, when I told somebody I was going to write a book, my first book, she said, what? And I told her when I told another one, oh, I'm going to teach at a college. She said, who told you can teach? And I said, watch me. And I did. So, so follow your dreams, listen to people, but just keep on going.
There it is. See? Yeah. Don't let nobody steer you wrong. Don't let anybody change your mind. You will do it right in there. No. All right. Listen, thank you so much, Daisy. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me today.
All right.
And I look forward to seeing you on December 5th.
That's right.
Where the whole world will be watching.
Yeah. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks.
Listen, the book and the ladies, I had the privilege of meeting the ladies and getting to know them. They're fun. Each one has their own personality. It's great to see them, but you're going to get a treat. December the 5th. Make sure you jump on board at 4. Get there on time. We're going to introduce each lady and we're going to find out what chapter they're on so you can get their story, get the book, and it's something that you don't want to miss. Listen, I always tell you, thank you for watching. You didn't have to, but I'm glad that you did. Do me a favor. We've been talking about all the ladies in the book. Fellas, this challenge is for you. Today, pick up the phone, call your mom, call your sister, call your auntie and say, hey, tell them how much they mean to you, what they've done for you today. That's your challenge. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within